I've been using the Google Pixel 6a for a couple of weeks now, and in my time with it, I have come to love the experience. It offers a lot more value than most other Android smartphones at this price point, but that does not mean that this phone is perfect. So let's look at some points as to why I think this smartphone, the Google Pixel 6a, is worth getting now and what advantages it has over other smartphones that are similarly priced. So in my time with the Google Pixel 6a, it has gotten the Android 13 update and is running the latest software. However, that did bring a couple of bugs upon its arrival, but we will address that a little bit later in the video. I've been using this device pretty much every day since I got it, and there are a couple of things that I would like to highlight about this particular smartphone. Now, if you're in the market for a budget Android device, or you're looking to get into the Pixel lineup of smartphones, or maybe you just want to experience stock Android at its finest, then the Pixel 6a is definitely the smartphone that you should take a look at. Now, let's start off with what is arguably the most interesting feature of the smartphone and the feature a lot of people would be wondering about: the cameras. The Pixel 6a comes with a 12 megapixel main sensor and a 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor at the back. And on the front, we have an 8 megapixel selfie camera as well. And while those numbers might seem small in comparison to the 108 or 64 megapixel sensors that a lot of smartphones are getting nowadays, Google definitely makes up for the relatively modest hardware with amazing software in the form of their computational photography. And when it comes to images, you can definitely expect very clear, rich, contrasty, and vibrant pictures from the Pixel 6a. It offers arguably the best camera performance on any smartphone in this price point. Taking pictures with the Google Pixel 6a has been a joy, and in some certain niche situations, I have found that the Pixel 6a actually outperforms my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Now, that's not to say that this smartphone has quote-unquote flagship killer cameras, as at the end of the day, the larger sensors and higher megapixel counts on a flagship camera like the S21 Ultra or the Pixel 6 Pro will show in the picture quality, but you will not be anywhere near disappointed with the images you get from the Pixel 6a. The Pixel 6a is a tangible example of the statement "size doesn't matter." Seeing as the sensor size doesn't prevent the smartphone from taking amazing photos, and the megapixel count doesn't hinder the photo quality. After all, it's not the size of the sensor that matters, but how you use it.
That's what she said.
I'll be making a dedicated video testing out the cameras of the Google Pixel 6a, so if you've been enjoying this video and you don't want to miss out on that one, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. Now let's talk about the Tensor chip. A lot of people expected Google to still go with a mid-range Snapdragon chipset with the Pixel 6a, like they did with the Pixel 5a. However, Google fortunately decided to go with the Tensor chip, the very same flagship chipset that was used in the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro. Now, there's still a bit of a limitation with regards to performance on the Pixel 6a, especially considering the fact that this device comes with only 6 GB of RAM as opposed to the 8 GB of RAM that you get on the Pixel 6. However, this doesn't significantly impact the performance in a negative way, as performance on this device is still very smooth, especially considering the fact that this device only costs about $450. And in my experience, this smartphone has not even felt the slightest bit slow. I haven't found myself waiting for any apps to load. I actually made a tweet stating that the 60Hz refresh rate display on this device felt like 90Hz because the software was so smooth, and a lot of people agreed. Meanwhile, some other people disagreed, and that was mostly because MKBHD said that this was the choppiest 60Hz display that he had ever used.
The 60 Hertz specifically because this one feels slow. And this is purely coming from my decade of phone testing experience. This one feels choppy.
And I feel like that's a lot more subjective than a lot of people think, because personally I have found this display to be very smooth. The performance has been stellar, and personally using this device in some cases has felt more like using a flagship device than a mid-range device. One thing that does remind you that you're using a mid-range device when it comes to the Pixel 6a is the build quality. And that's not to say that the build quality is bad by any means. It's actually quite good. I love the design. It looks very similar to the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. It's really great to see Google finally getting their own identity when it comes to a design, as the older Pixel phones were pretty much indistinguishable from other smartphones and their design didn't really stand out. However, the plastic back with the glossy finish on the Pixel 6a makes the phone very slippery, and I had to get a rugged case very quickly, out of fear that I would drop this device and end up cracking the display or something. It also has metal sides which have a matte finish, but they don't really do much to help you with the grip of this phone if you are using it naked. So I would recommend getting a skin or a smartphone case if you plan on getting this device. But aside from the fact that the phone is slippery, the hardware is pretty great. The only other gripe I might have is the fact that the phone tends to get a little toasty when carrying out intensive tasks for a prolonged period of time. I found the temperature of the phone to go up a bit when using it as a hotspot to share internet with my other devices, or maybe when playing games for long sessions. But this is something that is common with most smartphones in general, and I don't find it to be an issue that is specific to the Pixel 6a. I've heard reports of people complaining that the smartphone overheats even during day-to-day use. However, that hasn't really been my case, and I can say that the smartphone has an overheating problem. Another thing that makes the Pixel 6a special is the fact that unlike most other mid-range smartphones out there, which only get about a year or two of major software updates and barely any monthly or security patches, this smartphone goes against that norm. As the Pixel 6a does get monthly software updates with security patches and bug fixes, and it will get Google's extended major software updates. The Pixel 6a launched with Android 12, and it is now running Android 13. It will most likely get the next couple of major updates as well. So for those looking for a new smartphone, let's make a checklist. Affordable, check. Awesome cameras, check. Great performance, check. Software updates, check. The Google Pixel 6a is looking more and more enticing every single time. Now let's expand on the price a bit, which is pretty much one of the main selling points of this device. The Pixel 6a launched at a price of $450 in the United States, and at that price, you get a flagship chipset, you get a decent amount of RAM, you get amazing cameras, great software, and a lot of software updates. However, this is where the problem lies, as with the release of the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro, the prices of the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro have dropped and will continue to drop. And speaking of saving money, regardless of whether you're eyeing the Pixel 7 or the Pixel 6, buying a new smartphone always burns a hole in your wallet, right? And I'm pretty sure the wallet you're using right now is really uncomfortable to carry in your pocket all through the day. That's where Exter comes in. They make amazing, high-quality, compact wallets that are durable, elegant, and very functional. They also have variants with AirTags in case you want to ensure that you can track your wallet all the time. And if you're not an Apple user, they have a tracker card which you can put in your wallet and know where it is at all times. If you're interested in getting any of these wallets, you can shop using the link in the description or using my code TechPHD for a 25% discount. If you hurry, you'll be able to catch them on their fall sales, which will decrease the price of these products even more. And now that I've hooked you up with some much better wallets than you currently have, let's take a look at which Pixel offers you the best value. With holiday sales and so on coming soon, you can get a Pixel 6 for much cheaper than its original launch price. You can even find some for close to $400. And seeing as the Pixel 6 is unarguably a better device than the Pixel 6a with regards to specs, it is an option that you may want to consider if you are looking for a more spec'd out device. But if you're looking for a reliable smartphone that doesn't cost too much, takes amazing photos, and will serve you for a very long time, then you should take a look at the Google Pixel 6a. I'll be making a day in the life video with the Pixel 6a very soon, but pending when that video goes live, I will see you in any of the videos in this playlist.
Oh yeah. Hey, yeah. Said we drunk in the spirit, no, we don't stay sober. We don't stay sober. Hey, fly as a jet, but with no layovers. With no layovers. Ah, yeah.